broadcasting from an undisclosed location under a farm pond somewhere in the Midwest. Your host is Jim Crowley. This is Slickfish Radio. Everybody, welcome back to another edition of Slickfish Radio, and we're live tonight on Facebook and YouTube, but then we're going to go to our channels coming up here later in the week, which will be on Roku, Fire TV, Amazon Music, iTunes, Spotify, and there may be even some more. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. We got a heck of a show tonight. My buddy Jose Cinco from KastKing is going to be joining us, but first I've got some, man, people are clicking in already. I love you people. James Yarlam. Hi, James. I just saw him at the Quad Cities show this past weekend, and him and his buddy, were Dave, I think, were there. Anyway, guys, really appreciate you being there, and we had a lot of fun. I mean, we had a lot of fun. I want to thank the Quad Cities over there in Rock Island. That show, the seminars in most cases were packed. Thank you so much. You were so kind. That was about the 25th year that I did that show. And my goodness, to have a packed seminar on a Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock, you people are I am so appreciative and so blessed by all of you coming to all these shows this year. This has been so much fun. I'm having a blast. It's great seeing everybody and talking fishing. And we're going to do a lot of that tonight. We've got a great giveaway tonight from KastKing. One of you is going to win a brand new deadbolt from KastKing. And so we're going to get into that in a little bit. More people chiming on. Kyle Barton, how you doing? Kyle Rick, nice to see you back here. I am so glad all of you are here. There's some exciting stuff coming up here with Red Crest coming up and with the Classic. KastKing is going to be at both of those. We're going to get some of the inside scoop from my buddy Jose coming up. Ted Koski just signed on. Hi, Ted. How you doing, my friend? And first, I want to thank all of our sponsors who help put this show on every week, and that's American Tackle. Already been talking with American Tackle about ICAST, and there's going to be more exciting things coming from American Tackle at ICAST. Actually, just got off the phone yesterday with one of my buddies from Explore Lacrosse. Their ice is starting to go away, but the countryside up there and everything, Land Between the Bluffs, is beautiful as always. I cannot wait to get back to Lacrosse. Just a fantastic winter there for ice fishing for them. Our friends from Shields, lots of stuff coming on. Shields Fish Fest is coming up on March 11th. So in Springfield, and BAS's Pro Patch Slapper is going to be there. Pat's been a past guest on the show here. He is awesome. What a great guy. My beautiful, lovely wife cooking away upstairs on some beautiful cupcakes and cakes just chimed in. Hi, sweetie. Chris McVeigh. Chris, great to have you on the show as well. Man, look at all you people coming on tonight. This is so awesome. Thank you. Thank you all so very, very much. So yeah, that was Shields. And then of course, KastKing. Oh, so much new stuff coming out. And Jose and I are probably just going to try to touch on some of it tonight because holy cow. And I heard it in the Quad Cities this weekend. You guys are fans of KastKing. Some of you guys were actually helping me. I was helping you pick out reels when we were there, for crying out loud. That's how much fun we were having there. You guys are psyched about all the stuff, and there is more, even more coming. Of course, we are powered by Dakota Lithium. Dakota Lithium, big sponsor of BASS this years, and having some great new products coming on. Milton Thompson, hey, he said KastKing is in the house. Jimmy Neese from California. Light it up, guys. Light it up. I got to tell you a couple more things here before we bring Jose in. But I am going to be at a couple shows coming up, and I want to make sure you all know about that. I'm excited. Madison, Wisconsin, this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be at the Madison Fishing Expo. Not doing any seminars there, but I will be in the Blackfish apparel booth. So they've got 3 booths right there. Blackfish is a big sponsor of that show. I'm going to be there along with a couple of the other Blackfish pros. So if you want to know why, when you can't choose the weather, you should choose some of the best apparel out there. Hey, and that, in my opinion, is Blackfish. And we will be there. We'll explain some of the products to you, and I think seeing some of the new stuff out there. So this week in Madison, Wisconsin, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be at the Madison Fishing Expo there. Now, coming up February 23rd, I will be in St. Charles, Illinois at the Fox Valley Area Anglers. And that is, I think that's at the bar tap house there in St. Charles. Now, that's a great fishing club there. They've been around for a while. We're going to give away a spinning rod. We're going to have all kinds of fun. So if you're in the St. Charles area, make sure you go there, because that is going to be a very, very fun seminar that I'm giving there. I'm looking forward to seeing all the guys at Fox Valley. And then March 4th, I think. Let me check my calendar to make sure. Yeah, March 4th. I will be the featured speaker at the Illinois Smallmouth Alliance Bronzeback Blowout. It is going to be a blowout. Tickets are going fast. They might almost even be sold out. But go and check that out. That will be next Saturday. So a week from this Saturday. That is their big annual fundraiser. We are going to blow the roof off the ISA Bronzeback Blowout. I am looking forward to that. I am excited. I am pumped. I am going to bring in my friend. Hey, John Marion just chimed in from Florida from American Tackle. Hi, John. Glad to hear. I'm going to bring in my guy, Jose Cinco. I refer to him as Joe 5 sometimes. I don't even know if he knew that. Jose, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm fine. I had more people laugh when we put that goofy picture of you up. No, it's only him. But you know what? It grabs attention. And the thing is, one of the many things that you and I have in common is crying out loud. We freaking like to have fun.
Absolutely.
We like to have fun and get it done. And we are in one of the best industries for that. And thank God I'm working alongside with the guys who really love to do it at KastKing. I work with some of the best people. You know, my buddies from American Tackle, from Shields over there, and more and more. And we work with some great people, and we are having fun. And there is a lot of very cool stuff coming from KastKing. Can you start filling us in on a little bit before we start talking about that giveaway?
Oh my gosh. To say that we have a lot of stuff coming out, that would be an understatement. Just the fact of everything that we were pushing out. You know, one of the main things that we had that just came out is this right here is our hammer braid.
There you go.
Now, there's a lot of braid on the market, you know, a lot of braid. So what makes this any different from any other braid? Well, this is your typical 4-carrier braid, which is the standard for, you know, a lot of braid. But this is 10% stronger than any of the other 4-carrier braids on the market. And also the diameter of this stuff is just ridiculous. So the fibers are a diamond weave micro filament. So even like we have, what is this? This is a 50 pound. This is the equivalent of 10 pound mono. Wow. That's how thin this is. Just amazing. And even color fasting. The color, it's pre-treated, right? So it's actually into the fibers versus just a color coating. So if you're punching, once we get into the summer weather, you know, you don't have to keep getting that black Sharpie and painting that line. You know, that's right. What a lot of guys are doing, so that it's stronger, it's super thin, abrasion, color fast, abrasion resistant. I mean, it's just an amazing braid, and it's made in the USA.
There you go. And another cool thing too, you know, being at the Quad Cities this past weekend and then doing some of the All Canada shows, I had a lot of guys that I'm seeing chime in here tonight. We're at the show, and I had a lot of the reels there. I had whether it be the Mega Jaws Elite, whether it be the Mega Jaws bait casting reels, some of the newer spinning reels that we have coming out and things like that. And guys are going, I got to be honest with you, Crowley, what's going on with KastKing? Because this seems like this is a jump above. You know, I started telling them, I go, hey, listen, before I even started working with these guys, I've been using their ice fishing reels for years. And that little $19, $20 reel is the number one selling reel on Amazon. But when you get to the top end stuff, and even some of the high school anglers were telling me at event that was a week ago, were like, we have some KastKing reels. And then we started explaining to them about all the stuff that's going into it. And one of the things I would tell them is that, you know, we have an in-house design team. And can you talk a little bit about that? I think that's important for people to know, because these aren't just guys putting stuff together in another country. These are guys, we have a team here that does this. This is what they do.
Oh, absolutely. You know, first off, a lot of times we get, I guess they kind of say we're an overseas company and we don't have anyone here in the United States. It's like everything's just done online.
No,
that is 100% incorrect. You know, right. We have our team here in the United States, and we are taking those steps to elevate the brand. And so when we talk about being in-house, when you talk about in-house, what are you normally thinking about? You're thinking about your Daiwas, your Shimanos, right? Because they're the only ones that are really in-house. A lot of people don't realize there's only about 3 real factories in the world. You know, so when they say, oh, this and that, it's like, buddy, that's getting made in the front of the warehouse, and we're on the the west end of the warehouse. So we stop that. We stopped that because to elevate, and as you can see, the new technology that we come out with, the different features, the A and B braking system, the deadbolts, we're pushing the envelope, but we're giving it quickly to the consumer. And that's because we have everything in-house. Even on our Mega Jaws Elite, we were having issues. So they legitimately went out and just bought the factory and said, you know what? Now we're going to have more oversight and control. We own this now, and we're going to continue to push it up.
One of the things that I noticed too is, I was telling people too, I go, things can be sent overseas back and forth, and that starts driving up your cost. Mm-hmm. The engineers here at KastKing work on this stuff over there, and then it's sent there. But you guys take care of everything here. And like you said, if there's an issue, okay, fine. We just bought the factory. There's 100% commitment to this. And I have seen that from fishing the reels even more last year, from the reels that I had before, and even last year, and some of the stuff that is coming out this year. I want to talk a little bit before we get into that deadbolt. First of all, those of you watching, you know that we are going to do a deadbolt giveaway tonight. And I'm going to ask you that question a little bit, but not just yet. But I would tell some of you, I would split this screen right now and be talking and listening to me and Jose, and then going to KastKing.com, because if you want to win this deadbolt, this is going to be something you're going to have to know. But I also want to tell you about some of the other reels we got going out there. And in my opinion, I want to touch on this first, Jose, because I have not seen a patent on a spinning reel, or a new patent on a spinning reel, in a long time, until the Mega Jaws Elite came out. And when I was explaining that in seminars this year, I had guys looking back and forth at one another going, well, that was simple. Somebody should have came out with that a while ago. But why don't you talk a little bit about that Mega Jaws Elite? Because I literally do think, especially when people see that price point and how much is involved in that reel, this one is one of the best I've seen in a while. And tell them why.
Well, for number one, we start off with the highest grade components. We call it designed for competition, but it's engineered for the win. Aerospace aluminum main gears. We have that even just that main gear has a Rockwell hardness of 82, which is 50% stronger than any zinc alloy gears out there. That's really, the gearing is what sets the big boys apart. So the fact that we're using top quality components, world-class components. We have 6061 aluminum spool. That aluminum spool, and they look at it and they're like, why is that kind of shallow? Well, now you have the beefiness of a 2500, but the line flies off the spool like it would on let's just say a finesse reel or something of that nature. So now, you're targeting those, even if you're targeting those largemouth bass, you don't need 300 yards on your spinning reel.
No.
You're wasting it. A lot of guys are running backing, and then they're braid, and then they're fluorocarbon.
And when you guys would think about this, what he just said right there with that shallow spool, when you have that backing, so your line is actually pulling off the backing the longer you cast, instead of just coming right off the spool. And now you have a shallower spool that holds maybe 80, 90 yards that you can just do braid, or 70 or 80 yards of just braid. And thing is, you're not pulling back off that backing. You don't need that anymore. The reason the backing was on there was two reasons. One, so the braid would dig into it. And the other thing was to fill up that deep spool. When you don't have that deep spool, you don't need as heavy of a spool. You have less there, and you have a lighter weight, which adds to the light weight. And on top of that, now that you're pulling off less line comes off the spool faster. But Jose, then tell them about the new little step up design, which is the patent.
Oh, well, we get into a little bit of that, but it's hard for even really people to explain the patent on what makes this as versatile and like it's simple.
Right. Basically what it is, what I gathered when I cast it, is it's a step up to the top of the spool.
Yes. Sorry, I'm not even on camera. I'm pointing at it.
Yeah.
But that step up to the top of the spool, that just allows the casting distance and the smoothness. And like you said, oh my gosh, that's simple. Exactly.
But it works.
It works. And that one step makes it a patent. It makes it different from everything that has come out. And we are able to have patented stuff because it's not off the shelf, because we are in-house, because we create it. You will not see another company that's just going to grab this off the shelf and say, paint it pink and we'll call it whatever.
Yeah. You don't have that here. Plus, you have a 6:2 to 1 gear ratio, which I think the second fastest spinning reel that KastKing has. We have the Speed Demon Elite, which is 7.4 to 1, which I showed a lot of people this year in the seminars, and will continue to, because that is a spinning reel I actually wanted for a long time, because I like throwing jerk baits on spinning reels. That is the perfect reel for me. I also like skipping wackies anywhere whenever I can, and a reel that picks up line that much quicker just is able for me to get on the fish a lot faster. But what I really like about the Mega Jaws Elite is, with that magnesium frame, that is without question one of the lightest, most direct drive gears to the front part of the reel that I've ever seen. All that in a package that is good not only for largemouth bass anglers, but smallmouth bass anglers and even walleye anglers. It is a more comprehensive reel that picks up. I don't like using the term versatile, because everybody, and it does one or two things. That's not versatile. That's limited to one or two things. This reel is versatile, because one, it can do a lot more techniques. It can help you cast a large father. It can be used on multiple species of fish with added effectiveness. That is versatility. And it's also one of the reels we have a hard problem keeping in stock.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Right now, currently on the website, it is out of stock. But, what I talk about, so sometimes people ask, why have a faster speed spinning reel?
Yeah.
And what it comes down to is efficiency. Yeah, getting the fish to the boat, but even getting that bait back to the boat.
Right.
As you know, even if I like to utilize it for your smaller finesse jigs. Your
Sure.
really, really small ball-headed jigs. And that's just the pitch out. Your strike zone is only so big. I'm not going to drag that jig all the way to the boat. No, I'm going to pitch it out, whether it's right along that grass line, whether it's that down timber, brush pile, rocks, whatever, jig it, and then get it back to the boat and get another cast out. So It's the efficiency of getting it back and getting it back out there. And it's so useful. Like you said, your jerk baits, your really lighter cranks, your balsa wood stuff, that's just amazing stuff.
Now I've got a couple people commenting here. We got Matt Dillon says, will that reel be available at the Classic? Milton Thompson said, hey, give that reel away. Just wait, Milton, we're giving another one away, but maybe in the future. Then we have, hey, Jeff J. Baffa just turned in from Missouri. How you doing? Chris McVeigh, he said, makes for a better hook set if the fish swims towards you, pick up slack much quicker. Yeah, you are right. A lot of things to talk about there, and we've got a lot more to cover. But before we really get into some more stuff, what I want to do is we want to ask you that question, and then we're going to do a little bit of a break here in a minute, because, oh my goodness, all you guys are chiming in. Jim Colba just came. Matt Catman Jones, Jose is the man. So we've got the Jose fan club has chimed in here, which is great. Let's ask this. Jose, you got that deadbolt there?
Yes, I do have a deadbolt.
Let's show up that deadbolt, guys. And just so you know, so the deadbolt is a reel that has no drag system on it. It is direct drive. It is direct. There is no drag there. And just so you guys know, before, Jim, have you ever used this reel? There's the first fish that I caught on the deadbolt. It was over 5 pounds on a frog. This is my frog reel. This thing will cast a country mile. What I'm going to ask you to do on this is go to KastKing.com. I want to know the specs of this reel, but I also want to know which KastKing Pro, MLF Pro, is associated with this reel. And then we are going to have Jose come back, and we are going to tell the story about why this thing is indestructible. So I want you to go to KastKing. I want you to find out who the MLF Pro is associated with this deadbolt. Tell me some specs about it in the comments. And when we bring Jose back, we're going to talk a little bit more about it, and then we're probably going to pick somebody out here to give this reel away to. So go to KastKing.com. Who's associated with this deadbolt? Give me some specs on it. When we come back, and like Chuck Woolery used to say, in 2 and 2, we're going to be back, and we're going to talk some more to Jose. American Tackle is home to the award-winning microwave line control system. Rod blanks to reel seats, ferrules to finish, grips to guides. They're committed to the very best in rod building components. Find out more, americantackle.us. With fishing beyond your expectations, indoor and outdoor activities, a vast variety of places to eat, drink, and stay. Discover your next adventure between the bluffs. ExploreLacrosse.com. Located in Springfield, Illinois' largest selection of sports and sportswear, hunting, fishing, specialty shops and services, a 65-foot Ferris wheel, 16,000-gallon saltwater aquarium, and industry-leading knowledgeable employees. You don't take chances at Shields, ever. Go to Shields.com. Achieving affordable innovation through novel concepts and in-house ingenious designs. KastKing cost-effective e-commerce practices directly market to consumers, cutting costs by 30% or more on average. Affordable innovation, superior quality. KastKing.com. Believing quality is measured by lifespan and harnessing their unique chemistry and engineering know-how. Dakota Lithium lasts 4 times longer, powering your passion with an 11-year warranty. Find out more at DakotaLithium.com.
Slick Fish Radio with Jim Crowley can be seen and heard on Roku, Fire TV, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iTunes.
There we go. Come here. Get in here. Yeah. Nice fish right there. Hi, I'm Jim Crowley. Make sure you catch my show, Jim Crowley Outdoors, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, exclusively on Wired to Fish TV. Look for Jim Crowley Outdoors on Wired to Fish TV on free ad-supported streaming TV, including Plex, that can be downloaded in the App Store at Apple TV, Roku, Samsung, and others. We are back with my buddy Jose Cinco from KastKing, and dude, the screen freaking lit up. We lit up. We have so many people going here and saying this. What do we got here? We have, oh my goodness, Matt Dillon said Chris Crochet. Jason Estes said Chris Crochet plus 10 plus 1 ball bearings. James Yarlam chimed in. Kyle Barton chimed in. Oh my goodness. Joshua Adams said, I'm 47 years old, disabled Mabel, and I'm hosting my very first country ride fishing tournament starting March 1st and goes all the way to June 30th. Well, congratulations, Joshua. Jesse Bowman said Cajun baby, best drag ratio on the market. There is just a ton of people coming on here. Guys, thank you so very much. Dude, we got a job. Now we're going to have to pick a winner out of this mess.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do it. But before we do that, and my goodness, I might have to go back to the first one who said something over here because they just keep coming. Mm-hmm. Why don't you tell us about Mr. Cliff Crochet? I love that story, and it is important for people to know why you guys decided to design this.
So 2019, we thought we were hot stuff when we signed Brent Chapman. And he had went back, and that was a year that a lot of the guys, even though they left BASS, they were able to fish the Classic.
Yep.
So we're standing there, this guy comes up, wants to buy a Bassinator, doesn't want it for free, wants to buy it. Look over, that's doggone Cliff Crochet. As things happens, next he's signed to us. So not last ICAST, but the ICAST before, it came down and it was written on a piece of paper. He wanted a direct drive reel. If you guys know Cliff's fishing style, he is a power fisherman through and through. He is going to set the hook like he's swinging for the fences. He's going to send that fish into outer space. And a lot of guys anyways, honestly, what are a lot of us doing when it comes to frogging, heavy jigs, heavy Texas flipping and pitching? What are we doing to the drag anyways? We're just cranking it down, and let's be honest, how many are undoing the drag and setting it up until the next time they're fishing? That's got to be a very small percentage. So why even have it there? If you're running 50-pound, 65-pound, 80-pound braid, a drag is not really needed in that sense. I know a lot of anglers like that I've talked to. They would take pliers and crank down that drag even more because they don't want it to slip. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of fish lost because people would forget to reset that drag.
Right.
So I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, the drag's clamped down. So how much drag does it have? No drag.
It's nothing. It's rock solid. It's rock solid hook set. And just to emphasize this a little bit more, if you guys notice on the KastKing website, when you're looking through the reels, and anybody who's seen me talk this year at all realizes that I really go into everything I go into everything on all my own equipment. But why I choose a certain reel for something else. And when I usually tell them, like, for instance, one of the reels, let's just say it's got on KastKing, you'll see it always says a 10 plus 1 ball bearings. Well, realize that on every KastKing reel that at least one of those ball bearings is designed specifically for the anti-reverse. It's rock solid. That ball bearing is there to make that drag even more rock solid. It is meant for that to happen, so nothing happens. When you come to the deadbolt, you now have nothing that is going to slip at all. That's why I said the first thing when I saw this reel, I said, that's my new frog reel. Because I actually had that happen over the years where no matter how tight I would tighten down the drag, it would slip. And there are several techniques where I think that reel would be good for, but my number one choice, first and foremost, without question, is a frog reel. And that is my favorite. Now, I know Cliff I'm seeing him on his boat for a bunch of different things. He don't like drag on nothing. And he likes just flat out just stretching their heads and getting them in the boat. Well, when it comes to frog fishing, that is absolutely my favorite reel. And that leads us back to a second of what we were talking about before, about in-house design and flat out making better functions for better things that work for what we need them for. And KastKing is really starting to raise the bar on that. Would you not agree?
Absolutely. So this went from a piece of paper to being available to the consumers in 10 months. That is absolutely unheard of in the fishing world. Your larger companies, that's 2 to 3 years minimum. For your bigger companies, your top end companies, that's 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes. Like we're blessed to be small enough that we can make things happen, but we're still on the larger scale. And yeah, Cliff coming and saying, I want it to be direct drag. We based it off, one of your favorite reel series already, the Speed Demon Elite series.
Yeah, yeah.
We took that die cast aluminum frame, back down the speed from a 10.5 to a 7-4, beefed it up, and it is a monster. It's almost hard to explain how in control it feels. I mean, you are winching that fish in. At iCast, I shared a couple videos because people just still couldn't really grasp their minds around it until I think I might have showed you that video too, where I slammed on a frog. I slammed a 5-pounder, and I just that bass was skiing. I slammed that hook set and just skiing. I mean, it was just top. I was always told you play with it in the boat, not in the water.
That's right. That's right. And one of the things you guys got to realize too is we have higher gear ratio reels, and you go, why'd you back off to a 7.4 to 1? I always felt you have more cranking power, and especially now with no drag, you have that. You have more of that power. 7.4 to 1 is a really good place for a power reel to be right there. And the other thing too, you guys got to remember that, because I got the question this past week, and I'm going to address this to you, Jose, too, and see what your thoughts are. But a lot of guys are asking me, why are the gear ratios getting faster and faster? And I said, well, one of the opinions that I have is a lot of the pros out there that some of these reels are based on or use, their trolling motor is always on high. And so they need gear ratios that would pick up to that. You have to understand that when you put real gear ratios into certain techniques. Now, a 10 to 1 for me would be great for maybe throwing a rattle trap or throwing a buzzbait, because I don't need to reel that fast, but I could reel with less effort and get the baits exactly how I want them for that gear ratio. So everybody that's watching the show tonight, keep that in mind. And I think everybody that's known what I am, and Jose even talked about this over the years, I am ADD almost when it comes to fitting reels with techniques and knowing why my line should know what it does. And I thoroughly believe that everyone out there listening would honestly catch more fish this year if we knew exactly 100% what our equipment does and what to expect from it. So with KastKing being able to offer out so many different gear ratios, just keep in mind that realize what you want to do with that and what you can expect to that. And that's one thing that I really like that you guys put on the website is everything is detailed about exactly what they can expect from what they are purchasing before they get it. And that is exactly how I design my reels. If I want a fast spinning reel for a jerkbait, I know when I come on the Speed Demon spinning reel that I know it says 7.4 to 1. That's what I want. If I'm throwing a hair jig, it's going to be the 5.2 to 1 in a couple of the other reels that we have. So just so you guys know, when you're looking, the explanations from KastKing are there. and that that they will give you the explanation before you do that. Also, we have so many here that have said this, guys, about this. I'm going to have to go back to time, and I'm looking at time, and 6:49, the first one that came in and said anything. Let me pull this back. My goodness, guys. Holy cow. I'm so sorry. There's so many here right now that have chimed on. Let's see, 48, 49. The first one that said 49 here would be, I have to go because we haven't even pulled them up yet. Kyle Barton. He said Cliff Crochet. 649. 650, there's about 10 of you that came in. Jose, we got to give it to Kyle Barton.
If that's who you want to give it to, then
he's the first. Oh, now you said me, so now I'm going to get all this hate mail tonight. That was great.
That off the Jim. He selected it. Sorry.
That was great. All of a sudden, I get thrown under the bus, buddy. There we go. So, Kyle, I will get your information after the show, and everybody else, we can give them this, right? We can tell them this. If you guys go to KastKing.com and you want to order anything, we're going to give this away after the show anyway. But I'm going to show the code up there. But if you ever want to order anything from KastKing, put my code in, and that's the one. That is one Jose gave me, and that is JC52AFF. You'll get 20% off of anything and everything that you get from KastKing. We'll give it again at the end of the show. I want to ask Jose a couple more questions, and then we're going to let him go, and then we'll finish up the show because there's been a ton of information. But I do want to go. You guys are going. We're going to Red Crest. Hopefully, I'm going to see you at the Classic. Absolutely. And I know all I'm going to say. I'm not going to let the cat out of bed. All I'm going to say is there's going to be a really cool release at the Classic, isn't there?
Well, real quick, I saw someone that asked about warranty and customer service. So let me talk about that real quick. Customer service from KastKing is unmatched. You don't talk to a robot there. You don't get left. You talk to an actual person. We actually have a person that is his dedicated job is customer relations. And anyone that has dealt with KastKing's warranties knows that it's there, and it's 1 year warranty. So, but back to the Red Crest, we are going to have everyone at the booth. Skeet Reese is going to be there. Cliff Crochet is going to be there. Brent Chapman's going to be there. James Elam will be there, but not at the booth because he qualified for the Red Crest this year. Mm-hmm. So, shout out to Oklahoma boys. James Elam, he's going to be out there doing it big. Now, as far as the Classic, again, I can't get into too much, but there is going to be a huge release with huge guests to include the new people that we have signed, new person, new icon, new legend that we have signed, and he will be there for the release of our reel. Yeah, dude, and that reel is based off one of our top reels. It's going to be a top of the line. It's not going to be middle. It's not made for everyone. We understand that when we make the Elite Series, we've got to continue to push. When you have legends, icons in your company, we've got to continue to push that topper end because that's honestly what a lot of anglers want anyways. They want that top stuff. But at the same time, if anyone says, well, KastKing raised their prices, we have not raised our prices one bit. We still have a $39 Royal Legend 2 that is a monster. Yep. Jim, you know about that Spartacus too. I mean, you tell me a $50 reel that's as good as that.
I've got two of them, and I bought those before we all started working together. I love that reel. I love that reel.
There is not a $50 reel that can beat that Spartacus 2.
That's my spinnerbait, my topwater reel, the one that's 7-1 on that. It's the light blue one, and I love that reel because one, it's extremely light, and it is a flat out powerhouse, and it's $50-something.
$50. So we have everything for every angler on every budget, and we treat you as a consumer the same, whether you buy 10 deadbolts or you buy, 3 Royal Legend 2s. And I know that you see that, Jim, also. I mean, when me and you connected, that we treat everyone. I've had multiple people come up to me and say, you are the nicest booth here. You guys are you're approachable, you can talk to. And now when you think about it, James Elam, he was a free agent last year, but he was with a top of the line company, right? Yep. He left that and he said, this is what I want to be at, to where I can he can call me and speak to a person. Doesn't have to deal with the suits, doesn't have to deal with the politics. Even every single person in our marketing group here in the United States is an angler. Yep. We all fish. We are passionate about the outdoors. I went fishing this morning. You know what I mean? We're not a bunch of suits. We're not a bunch of, just trying to push things off. We don't have some hyper pedigree, ultimate pedigree, and we're just doing marketing now. No, we are all anglers and we are true outdoorsmen at KastKing.
Now, Rick Reed just come on. He said, look at this, guys. 21 baitcasters, 17 spin casts. Pick a price point. Thank you, Rick. He's checking out the website, too. Chris McVeigh, I don't know how KastKing does it. Unbelievable. I can't think of anything that hasn't gone up on price. It's called, but not with KastKing. Milton Thompson, KastKing is affordable. Jay Beffa just come on. And I met Jay down in Missouri this year when we were doing a kids thing. He said, I mentor a lot of youth. What are your prices points? Do you offer any programs for the youth programs? And I'm sure you can probably talk to Jose sometime after that, as far as programs and things like that go, Jay, and we can put you in contact. I'd probably wait till after the Classic, after Red Crest, because there is just a lot going on right now. But KastKing does a lot to help the youth and the high school anglers and everything. There is just a lot that they're involved in. Isn't that right, Jose?
Absolutely. In fact, you can reach out to me. Like Jim said, we are slammed, but I am the director of their high school and collegiate programs that are we putting in place. On top of that, I am also in charge of our brand ambassador program. So if you want to be a brand ambassador, it would go through me. And as far as if we have any pros watching and they want to be on the pro team, it will go through me, but I'm not in charge of that program.
Right. I was very fortunate last year after you and I started talking. We talked about this before everything came together. Mm-hmm. We always said that God puts people in each other's path for certain reasons. And when you and I started talking, everything started lining up. We know a lot of the same people, a lot of our same companies work together. And, with myself, Tony Roach, Skeet Reese, James Elam, and more that are coming, we are here for a reason. And the reason is we believe 100% in this company and what they want to do for the youth and where they want to take affordable, flat out, awesome equipment to the future. We want these kids involved with quality equipment that they can rely and depend on. And there's nobody better to bring that to the market when it comes to these items than KastKing. Jose, before I let you go, my friend, I want you to, they haven't heard it yet, just let them know where they can find everything on KastKing, and just let them have it.
So here's the thing with KastKing, of course, we started off and we gained traction as being through Amazon. So you can always go on to Amazon and get our stuff, but also our website, KastKing.com. And we always have, it's fast, free shipping. It's shipped actually out of Amazon warehouses. So whatever you order, you will have in a couple days, but we are making the move into retail. So a lot of you and a lot of anglers, and I totally get it. I was the same way. I was apprehensive initially to buy KastKing gear because I started off as a consumer, then a brand ambassador, then management, and then now into the marketing team. So I moved up the chain, but initially I was like, I don't know if I should buy this reel. I like the Leo. So we are making the move into retail. So you will start seeing us if you have a local tackle shop. If we have any tackle shop owners, you could reach out through Big Rock or Pittman Creek, whoever your distributors are. Those are the two major ones, and get KastKing in your local tackle shop.
And there you go. And what Jose told you, I'm going to tell you all the same thing real quickly here. I started out as somebody who bought the reels. Matter of fact, when Jose and I first talked to him, I said, I'm going home and I'm ordering the reels that I wanted. And that was that 7-4-1 Speed Demon Elite. I'd already had 8 or 9 reels. Some of them started as my backup reels. And all of a sudden they started coming to the front because I could depend on them. And like we said, God works in mysterious ways. We ended up working together. And I just got news for you. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
You haven't. And I want to touch on that real quick because people like yourself that do a lot of public talking and a lot of, even with professionals, they don't feel right recommending to a child, a youth, teenager, hey, here's this $1,000 crankbait setup. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't feel comfortable with that. But a lot of people, a lot of guides, top level guides, they're like, I could recommend this. I don't feel bad. Yeah. I could say, hey man, shoot, $100. That's all that reel is, but you're going to get the quality components build of 2 to 3, 4 times that price.
There's a reason one of the top Rapala guides in the country, Tony Roach, is with KastKing. Him and I came on about the same time, and there's a reason for it. And I'm sure talking to Tony about it be the same way. It's because we know we can depend on him, flat out, period, end of story.
And that man is on the water 300 days out of the year.
Right, exactly.
So you've got to have gear that you can depend on.
Well, buddy, I know I'm going to be talking to you soon. I hope I'm going to get to see you at the Classic because it's going to be a flat out freaking party.
It's going to be amazing.
It,
Jaws are going to drop. I'll tell you that much. You think Skeet Reese coming on dropped a lot of jaws? Just wait till you see what we have up our sleeve.
You guys all stay tuned with this. You'll be seeing some videos that I'll be coming out with lately explaining some of the reels and why I chose them for the techniques that I'm doing and breaking down the reel, because you know what you can always get from me, and that is information on the stuff that I use. So, Jose, I'm going to let you go. We are going to finish off the rest of the show here, but God bless you, my friend. Thank you for your time, and we will be talking soon.
Absolutely.
What a great guy. I'm telling you, folks. And thank you, all of you, for joining in tonight. This was insanity with all of you coming on here tonight, and so good and so awesome. Thank you so much. And Matt Dillon said ordering 3 deadbolts right now. That's awesome, Matt. Thank you very much. Make sure you use that code JC52AFF. All of you use that whenever you want. That is a 20% off code. And before we let you go, I am going to give you another code here. Just so you know, our friends from American Tackle, if you're looking at other stuff from American Tackle, you can go to American Tackle or anglerproducts.com, put in the code JCO20. A lot of great stuff there from American Tackle too. And they want you to have this code because they don't want you to pay retail either. We're so blessed to work with companies like American Tackle and KastKing. Here is their code again for KastKing, JC52AFF. That is it. We went longer than usual tonight, and why not? We had a great time with all of you and with Jose. So much great information, so many new products coming out. Make sure you stay tuned. We want to thank American Tackle. We want to thank Explore Lacrosse. Shields, of course, KastKing, always powered by Dakota Lithium. I am so grateful for all of you that have joined us tonight and really showed out in force. Thank you so very, very much. We would not have this show if it wasn't for all of you. If you liked it a lot, please feel free to share it. That is how we continue to grow and how we continue to get great guests like Jose and great giveaways just like that. So again, next week I will be Madison Fishing Expo. Actually, this coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be there in the Blackfish booth. Next Tuesday night, I will be at the Fox Valley area anglers, and that will be in St. Charles, Illinois. If you have any questions about where, you can always email me on that. And then next weekend, the Saturday, March 3rd, I think that is, if I'm not mistaken, March 4th, I will be at the Illinois Smallmouth Alliance Bronzeback Blood. Get your tickets now as they are going fast. So that was a great show. That was a lot of fun. You got me all pumped up because all of you are so awesome for joining us live tonight. Thank you so very, very much. God bless you. Until next time, fish and fish hard.